Hello everybody and welcome back to Language Litigation Integration Part 10, the Universal Identity Crisis. And in this episode we're going to begin discussing personal psychology. And we've discussed a lot of things in this lecture series, but on the last episode we left off, I'm being very 100% legitimate. I have never been loved. And not in like a, oh, I'm sad, leave a comment, oh, heart, we care about you. Fuck all that shit. I'm talking in a genuine psychological and biological manner. And it's because I've been scapegoated by a group of people. St. Francis de Sales community in Columbus, Ohio. You didn't raise your children. You didn't teach them any values. You didn't teach them how to be good human beings. You taught them to compete over nothing, to piss on each other's shoes, and to fucking judge one another like little fucking cowards. So we're going to review a little bit of Christianity, and again in a historical context. I have no problem discussing big ideas in philosophy or religion, but as we discussed in the last episode, in the terms of death, we simply can't say anything. But I'm not comparing myself to anybody. I'm not trying to even reference religion more than I literally have to. But on a personal level, man, like, I didn't know what type of human being I was till I was 23 years of age. Because people literally perceived how smart I was. They took their personal insecurities, they package it up as a little joke, they pelt me with it, and then they see how I react to judge their own fucking identity crisis. And so I've been flatly and profoundly tortured since childhood. I've been neglected since childhood. It's literally at the cost of a genuine genocide in the entire fucking world. So we're going to review just some historical facts about Christianity for the good old St. Francis de Sales community. Because I keep getting fucking emails saying, God's blessing, we're all in this together, keep thinking. And then you fucking scummy fucking pigs just ask me for some money. This community, this isn't a community. It's a bunch of individuals that just fucking torture each other and then pounce on each other and go chase their fucking careers and then once they're 70 years old act like that's not what they do. But America's fucking disgusting. The only world you change is your own. We'll discuss the relationship of validation and money from a personal perspective. A couple other videos we discuss large-scale economic trends, the $1 million myth, if you want to go check that out. But here we'll be discussing the relationship of personal financing and psychology. Actions speak louder than words because you say what you think and do what you mean. We've established that language is literally just a defense mechanism. And judgment occurs without words that you can say because hatred and negativity and pain and talking about death, we can only make affirmative statements. Pain is subjective. When we feel uncomfortable, like if someone literally gets like stabbed in the leg, it's the shock of there being a hard metal rod in your flabby leg that's never been there before. But words don't exist to truly like say, oh, I'm so sad. And America is built on theft, broken contracts, murder, and fraud. We'll be reviewing some more just a hodgepodge of historical references for the American population that thinks you people are hard workers. You literally stole this entire fucking country. So let's get started. So to start, we're just going to discuss the relationship of money and validation. What does money do for you in your life? Do you like money? I like money. Do people seek validation with money? Of course, yes. Why? Why do people seek validation with money? Well, profit is the byproduct of increased efficiency. Now that's an axiomatic fact from physics, profoundly overwhelming. We live in the solar system where I'm drawing a blank on a physics term here, but whenever the orbital angles are off the plane of the other ones, they are getting flatter. Life evolves on this planet over however many billions of years. Now we say, I can make a choice. What choices do I make? Well, I need to protect myself, I need to be safe, and I need to reproduce. But that's why profit exists at all, is because you live, there are no closed systems, and the overall state of the entire universe is still very, very young. So the inefficiency at every level of dichotomy is profoundly, profoundly larger than like maximums, right? We said we're nowhere close to technological maximums, we're nowhere close to physical maximums, psychological maximums, anything. Inefficiency right now today is way greater than efficiency. And so when you're a kid, right? When you're young, go look on LinkedIn. I don't have any specific examples right here. I was born in a village in Africa, and I worked so hard, and now I made it to the top of the world. Well, again, that's a fake dichotomy. Providing for your family is certainly good, but learning is learning. You don't need to go to school to do that. But on a personal level, it shows you can accomplish something. The world doubted you and you proved them wrong. And now you get money for that. So now you turn around to the next guy and you can either help them or you can become a bully. You can say, I was super special and so therefore Johnny has to go work extra hard. And when you live in a society that is truly, in the context of history, Americans are lazy fucking trash. And you can be as offended as you want, I don't care at all. But it's genuinely true because of technology. We don't work hard compared to other people. Nobody does. Historical societies. And so like I said, Americans won a pity party 14 gold stars for having a job, for starting a business, for having a family. And you see that behavior with people who actually make a lot of money. You have we'll talk about Mark Cuban, we'll talk about Peter Thiel, and we'll talk about, where's fucking somebody else? Oh, Elon Musk. And we'll just talk about those people's personal behaviors because they are very public people in American society. And again, at this point, I'm tired of just fucking acting like fucking Mark Cuban makes a lot of money. But I don't see these people. I've had. Well, I'll talk about my personal interactions with that fucking joker here in a bit. But again, at $3 billion net worth, $4 billion net worth, $140 billion net worth, you're fucking peasants. But we're going to talk about the personal psychology of those people. What is the relationship of sex and money? Everyone wants our simple model for being an organism is don't die and then have sex. And, well, when you make a lot of money, sexual partners are more attracted to you, one, because you have more freedom, but two, at a very primitive level, you've demonstrated you can survive. And not only survive, but provide a higher level of, of efficiency. You can just sit around at convenience. It's a more convenient life. And so like in American culture, when you see people saying, oh, I worked 3 fucking jobs. Cool fucking beans, bro. Why don't you get one fucking job that pays a good amount of money? Because it's, again, 3 is more than 1, so I work real hard. And you flip burgers at McDonald's, or you push pencils at an investment fucking firm on a broken financial model because you were that fucking intern, you were in the investment banking world, and you stood up for 12 hours doing some dog shit. And the real deals go down on the golf course. Yeah, Bill, I'll take a $13 million loss. I don't really give a fuck. I have 17 other businesses. I fuck my wife in a fucking fraudulent mortgage. We're about to go to the Hamptons, spend, I don't know, $1.2 million for fucking 3 months of rent. But, fuck COVID, pile of dead bodies, who cares? Like, who gives a fuck? Talk to my friends? I need to work harder. Life's all about fucking money. Peasants. You people do not make money. Mark Cuban is a fucking poor person. But the purpose of this slide is simply to demonstrate literally the axiomatic progression of why money is sexually attractive. Moving on. So now ask yourself, what do you spend money on? What matters to you or values to you to spend your money? You have a very limited amount of time on this planet. You say, I'm going to go work hard, maybe pick a career. You tell yourself you pick a career that's going to save the world, when in reality you just want a nice paycheck, which is completely axiomatically expected. But psychology matters more than biology. Evidenced by our actions every moment of every single day. That instinct that you think you're going to jump in front of a bus and help that old lady, that's literally you saying, And now imagine that. Imagine two hypothetical people. One's an old lady, one guy is 14 years old, or 24. Bus is coming, about to hit Granny. Kid jumps in front, pushes her out of the way, dies to the bus. Grandma lives for another 2 weeks and then has a heart attack and dies. Like objectively, what was accomplished, like from a species standpoint? Well, it was just one act of kindness, a random act of kindness. Like I said, I've written about it, but people want to satisfy their I've given a lecture in my economic series. But people want to satisfy their basic necessities than experiences. Necessities including, like, if you go buy clothing, you're trying to look cute. I want to look cute for the boys or the girls, so they want to do that nasty shit later. But that's for real why you like clothes. That's where fashion comes from. And if it looks good on you, looks like your sexual organs are well accentuated. Look at my titties. Look at my abs. Look at my arms. That's why we do what we do. Values matter more than money. Individually and society as a bona fide fact. But what happens if you're 14 years old? My entire argument is simply technology has raised awareness. So on a personal level, people are genuinely nicer. They're genuinely more moral. Go watch, I don't feel like that needs any sort of defense. But it also makes you more pathetic. So people are going to support other people that they think are doing good in the world. A tech billionaire makes $10 trillion. Then they go donate it to help kids in Africa. But what if your society is 14 years old? Well, your sense of morality is going to be skewed, not wrong. Right? Imagine a bunch of 14-year-old kids sitting around pulling a dog's tail. It's genuine entertainment to them. It's genuinely funny to watch the dog kind of bark and... It's torture to the animal. And so, when you have a bunch of people that chase their career their whole lives and they've been privileged in... Not white privilege, just privileged. Go read The Cosmic Quest for Justice. Then they go, like I said, they go from making $50K a year to $500K a year to $5 million a year to having a business worth $5 billion. Well, they've seen all life has to offer. Yeah, bro, go do a first principle math proof and suck my dick. But what happens is the people that have accomplished some amount of money, even if it's not a lot at all, they're the gods. They direct the moral compass of the society. Because all of the poor people, no one talks about money more than poor people. And so you have all of these other people saying they're going to go change the world and they're going to go do this and do that. And they're literally just trying to appeal to the ideals they think their bosses have. And most of the time, the actual people above 100 million net worth, they like art and they like helping other people. But again, wanting to help, being able to help. Wanting to help, being able to help. You people are fucking 14 years old. Individuality is a personal learning experience, right? You'll make some amount of money. You're going to typically have an instinctual desire to reinvest in yourself or into your business. And that's just an axiomatic fact from physics and biology again. But snapping out of groupthink, you learn on an individual basis only. And that is the function of language, remember. I'm out here, I stub my toe on this box here, and I want to move the box, and I create a lever. Well, I need to tell Johnny how to use that lever. That's where words come from. Yeah, that's about all I wanted to say for personal finance. And I just wanted to emphasize that people spend money on the things they value. And the values of America are what? Let's keep exploring. So now I just want to talk about, again, some examples of money validating action. What is your attention span? How long is your attention span? I don't really know. I don't have any personal opinions, but I think the average American or highly industrialized country's attention span, because of technology, because of social media, is honestly about 2 weeks. I would say about 2 seconds for the short term, 2 weeks for the medium term, and 2 months for the long term. And now, on the context of any market, a real estate market, a consumer goods product, that's no time at all. And for a consumer product, there might be no time at all. But for real estate or for large-scale economic trends, that's no time at all. And so I've had some on and off communications with good old Mark Cuboids for many years now. Mark Cuban didn't stop doing drugs and drinking like a degenerate fuck until age 28. I am age 26. I have never received human rights. And someone who's worth $4 billion in your society, who shoots hoops all day, and sold his company at the height of just, again, technology bullshit. Who fucking cares about playing games all day? Oh, that's right, the baby boomers, because they have zero values, they have zero morals, they didn't grow up at all. Fun historical reference, if you talk to anyone who actually talked to Hitler, they always say he's very kid-like. You can always tell, well, someone without an attention span is they're always very kid-like. Insecurity is not a personality trait. Learning is an individual process. Technology allows for insulation. The instant we get offended, we think it's illegal. You do not have the right to not be offended. But my point is, I'm not trying to call out Mark Cuban. I just don't care. But my point is I've been tortured since age 12. 9, I don't know. I mean, honestly, since childhood, I don't know. And you people can literally have enough friends, enough financing to fucking do drugs for the first, like I said, I think the maximum lifespan is 120 years. I think that is going to be biologically true on a much bigger scale. But that's what? 20% of your life? And guess what? When your parents or you live in a country where they dole out dollars, you can either get a job, but if you're too smart, people won't network with you. And now you're literally stuck in the insecurities of the most privileged generation that has ever walked on this planet. Cool beans. But I asked for, I don't know, back in 2013, 2014, it would have been 2014, I was in contact with Mark Cuban and Steven Feldman. How many dicks you sucking today, Steven? Oh, I can't think. Mark, give me my paycheck so I can pay my rent. Imagine being such a bitch you have to suck another man's dick to feed your fucking kids. But in 2015-ish, and it was about the alcohol, if you go watch any of my things about my alcohol company. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that today. Again, because when I'm owed $10 million, people in my personal life think that I've had a little bit of professional success, now I'm some arrogant fucking dick. No, I'm literally still suffering because I've yet to receive human rights in the duration of my life. But Mark decided not to invest in my alcohol company. Well, he didn't say not to invest, he just stopped responding. Actually he did say no. But Mark's out there, he's on Shark Tank every fucking Saturday or Sunday or Friday night. I can just personally show you the time since 2017. Well, said 2015, that's probably when we stopped contacting him, and then I solved all of this math shit. And then I emailed them again, and they said they weren't interested. Yeah, I don't know how you don't be interested in fundamental science. But he's a fucking idiot. He's out there looking for the hard workers. Suck a dick, bro. No, you're not. You're just incompetent. You're an incompetent, stupid fucking American. But now, I can show you, since 2017, I can show you the times Mark literally modifies his own verbiage because of the things I have personally sent him. Personally. And I'll be talking about my personal life a little more. I've had some more wonderful interactions. Peter Thiel wrote an essay called The Straussian Moment. And within the past 6 months, some goofy, fat, cute little old guys sitting there interviewing him. And I didn't read the essay, but the interviewer asked him, Peter Thiel makes some comment that he thinks our society is going into a regressive state, and then we're all going to snap out of it at some point, called the Straussian moment. When I first solved these things, and again, I solved a first principle proof with corresponding physical evidence. Literally, there's an experiment, people say, here's data, we don't know what it is, and then I send them the words that they can't say no to for real as fuck. I flew out to San Francisco and walked into Peter Thiel's office. I've been in it because there was that video, Eric Weinstein, who's Peter Thiel's managing director, literally sitting on a fucking stage and getting paid money to fucking talk about my work without fucking me. So I fly out there to get my fucking money. Won't even take a meeting. Because the federal government, the same fucking one who's neglected all of your human rights and allows your friends and families to die like fucking animals, can't respect their own laws. But in this essay, or in the interview, the interviewer's like, Peter, obviously, explain what you mean. You obviously didn't think Americans were lazy, stupid fucks. Because you can already tell his psychology is that's not possible. Denial speaks in absolutes. Absolutely, bro. And you can sit him say, he's like, clearly Americans are perfect, we're all hardworking. And it's like, it's a 14-year-old man that's never been fucking kicked in the dick for 5 seconds. But there's the Straussian moment, and then there's the super hyperbolic Brad Boas, Peter Thiel, Eric Weinstein, super fraud Straussian moment. And we're at that one. And Elon Musk is a goofy fuck. Dude had a kid with his partner recently, doesn't know how to pronounce it, they don't pronounce the name the same, that's pretty fucking interesting. Jesus Christ, dear God, please get me off of this worthless fucking rock. Amen. But it's for real, man. You see celebrities get a little bit of money, and they're just like the weirdest shitheads fucking ever, because growing and learning is an individual process. Billionaires, man. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about my life. Again, I just don't care. There was no sadness to me. When you were tortured as a child, you just survive. And then you're just trying to have a good day today, and people won't pay you money. People have literally ruined my fucking family over $50,000 of income. And again, okay, you don't want to publish? Who's Brad? Fantastic. Cool beans. Who's that guy? I don't know. Give me some fucking money and get me out of here. Fuck Americans. So now we're going to talk about passive aggressiveness. Alright, if you're out in the woods and you go up to a mother bear's den, she's got her little cubs in there, she's going to come by, rip your fucking throat out, eat your body, and then move on with her day. But here in the human species, that's a little uncivilized. Unless you're starting a fucking war, then, oh, dead people. But this is where passive aggressiveness comes from. Where we're still kind of territorial because we're primitive apes, but our species is very populous. We speak to one another to be efficient and as a defense mechanism. But when Rick from accounting, when he does that thing we don't like, we're also two fucking pussies. We've never been in a real conflict or confrontation, so we're gonna tell them how we really feel, but we can't because we're pathetic. That's where passive aggressiveness comes from. But I was bullied my entire life by literally every group of people I have ever been exposed to. Mom and Dad not trying to be too mean, not trying to put you on the spot, but I need to heal and I need to change how fucking much I hate myself. Literally my first memory as a child is me crying, saying I wish I was never born. And remember how I said that people who experience the same things say the same things? The only Albert Einstein quote I really connect to is, I wish I was never born. But then by the time I was in early childhood, my parents had this like inside joke that they would literally look at me and go, we like Brian. You people have to understand, like I've never grown up, I've never healed, I've never been accepted. People literally just insult me profoundly. blame me for it, blame the victim, project their problems onto my life to see how I react, and then throw away my life because I don't validate their weird little psychological fucking fantasies. But those are just my parents, man. It takes a community to raise a child, it takes a community to destroy a child's life. I went to school for 8 hours a day since childhood. St. Paul and St. Francis de Sales University. I'm seriously considering suing you guys as well. Not suing you guys, you can keep your broke, worthless money. Sending you people to fucking prison. You tortured a fucking child. Just so a bunch of middle-aged cunts with master's degrees can, I taught him something. And now when I go out in public and people bump into me, they want to catch up. What the fuck is there to catch up on? I have literally been neglected since childhood. Then I went to fucking Ohio State University, wasn't allowed to go to school. So the level of stress that presents is honestly just out of this world. So I have to fucking smoke weed to sleep at night. Well, then all of these fucking gossipy 14-year-olds, right? What's the quote? Stupid people talk about other people, kind of intelligent people talk about experience, somebody else talks about ideas or something. Whatever the fuck the quote is. But the reality is that I've never met somebody who just doesn't gossip all day. From their fucking kids to their fucking grandparents. No one's grown up because everyone just fucking, high school never ends. I'm gonna win! I'm gonna be the best! Go! And now I have to talk to a camera as opposed to talking to another human being because no one has the emotional capacity to listen to what I've been through. And it's nothing. It's literally nothing. Boredom is a fate worse than fucking death. I have done nothing new intellectual since childhood. I have no fucking friends. People will just manipulate you. And I'm not sad. This isn't like don't ever try to show me empathy. Don't even try to show me respect. I just don't fucking care. But it happened. All of my teachers at St. Paul neglected my rights. All of my teachers at Ohio State University neglected my rights. And middle-aged men and women torture me because they never grew up. Proof by Instagram. Literally go look at what people put online. How many baby boomers on Facebook put like the most illiterate, dog shit, hilarious garbage everywhere? A lot of them. How many 16 to 25-year-old girls are taking pictures of themselves like this? Oh, look at my boobies. Look at me throwing it back. Oh yeah, look at me. Look at me. You have a bunch of fucking people that just say me all day. And the thing, let me see. Sorry, I had to make sure my camera's still running. If it cuts off, it's because I can only record for 12 minutes. But, just giving you an example, I'm in an apartment right now. I am owed profound wealth times a million. I am more of a family person than my parents are. So I wanted to have a relationship with my parents, because it's never been very good. I moved, once I stopped living in Philadelphia, I moved back in with my parents, 18 months ago, to have a relationship with them. I fed the dog an extra scoop of dog food, my dad gets offended, my parents gang up on me, then they blame me for it, and they get so heated in the argument that they truly think that I have done something weird or wrong, and now they're going to, from that time when you and your middle-aged friends gossiped my life away, and now you think that I have the potential for violence? You've just never been put into a corner by people taking away your human rights before. And now, 3 days ago, I called my mom to say, how do I get car insurance? And the only thing out of her mouth is, don't spend my money. Respectfully, Mom, you don't have good financial allocation of your portfolio. If you would like to talk about how to invest your money properly, again, I know you like a middle-aged financial advisor, but I'm about 10,000 years ahead of everybody in economic theory. So, when I can't pay, my mom then threatens to take away my rent payment that I've secured as a loan against the equity of my company. I try to put up a billboard, my rights get violated. I call my parents, my rights get violated. I go to school, my rights get violated. I speak, my rights get violated. I walk over here to that guy, he fucking hates me because he's 14, he has no values. He's sure he's a good person, my rights get violated. I unified the natural sciences from first principle, which is the highest intellectual achievement possible for a species, over 3.5 years ago. Where the fuck is my money? And Mom and Dad, I love you.
But you guys have to understand, you don't have good spending patterns at all. I mean, like, forget any emotion. You don't have a good allocation of your portfolio. I am the economist in this fucking world. And then you want to threaten to take away my rights as, again, you do what everyone else does to me. And to the world, like I said, no, I criticize my parents. Fuck you for criticizing them. But this is what the entire community of people in this St. Francis de Sales community does. Moving on. So in conclusion, this will probably be the last clip for this lecture. I was going to do some history lessons, again, for that wonderfully exciting and invigorating question or statement that America is built on theft, broken contracts, murder, and fraud. We've covered the fraud a lot, but I'm just going to talk about kind of just less history and more law. Why do people go to jail? Well, they break the law. But what's the purpose of a law? Well, the purpose of a law is to protect public safety. But we've been establishing, and again, it's overwhelmingly empirically true, that the psychological values you think you have somehow in a pathetic society literally matter more than the actions you do. So since 2018, every time the Columbus, Ohio State Police, you contact me, and every time you came to my house, and every time you sent me a cease and desist, simply those actions absolutely validate to my parents that I'm a disgusting fucking person. Absolutely validate to the world around me that I'm genuinely doing something wrong. But as we see with all of our Karens, you offend a middle-aged person, their knee-jerk instinctual reaction is, I'm going to call the cops. They don't fucking know the law. They don't know anything. But they're so passive-aggressive, they have to tell you that they disagree with you. And the thing they disagree with is that, again, denial staves off of hypocrisy briefly. You live in the most technology ever, it's really hard to deny for a very long time. You have a really smart guy, torture him. Really smart guy, scapegoat, push him away, no one cares anymore. But I'm not negotiating. The entire Supreme Court resigned with shame. Mike DeWine, you should go to jail. You have failed your duty as governor of this state. And you continue to break your own laws. And I want you, old man, to get on camera. I want you and your wife to tell me why the fuck your family matters more than mine, for real and for sure. But I also saw a video on Reddit within the past, 2 weeks. And I really didn't follow up the story that much. I just wanted a brief comment on it. I guess some guy fired off warning shots not into a crowd, but around a crowd of people. That crowd of people starts chasing him, and then they're literally screaming, "We're going to kill you!" And he turns around and shoots them. I think he killed one of them, and I think he shot at 3. Not commenting, I didn't look into the backstory. I don't really know what's going on, but I just want to point that out. People are so privileged in 2020. You can, as a group of people, and again, like I said, he could be completely fucking wrong. But if you're chasing someone saying, "I am going to kill you," and they turn around and shoot you, and there's like, how can you be so removed from the world around you? Go watch the Nature Channel. But this is the nonsense that people have developed because the attention span is so fucking low. I don't know. This is honestly just off the top of my head. But compare the average length of written book from the 1800s to today. People say they read a lot of books and it's like self-help bullshit. It's like, Johnny, like, exercise, work harder, do something, stop being a lazy fuck. And then Susan's over here like, double exercise, triple exercise up, also don't be lazy fuck. Psychology, it is all just projection, it is all just groupthink. But the relationship of law to a society is it's supposed to protect the public good. And so when you guys are breaking the law yourselves, you won't simply let me leave this disgusting fucking city where I can't make any friends, I can't call my parents and ask them a simple, logical question without them like trying to go into parent mode. I can't go on a date. I get genuinely get attractive matches on Tinder. Talk to them for 5 seconds, the conversation's so dull I would rather rip my eyeballs out. or they just run away because they're so, I don't know. But it's torture for me, man. I'm being tortured every single day. The thing on the law is, like, when you guys contact me, I mean, you're breaking the law, and then you're breaking, like, the merits or the value of what law is supposed to be. And so, all of the Columbus police officers, whoever's the predominant organization for police officers in America, fire them all. If you don't fire them all, I'll sue you all till you can't fucking retire. You're all fucking fat. You're lazy fucking idiots. And on a personal level, that's so true. You didn't become a police officer. You became a police officer because you're a long line of hardworking cops, or because you had a shit job and you wanted 70K as opposed to 35. Fucking retarded. Raise the police standards, give them a lot more money. If your actions can result in human death in society, that is the predominant driving thing. Doctors and police officers should be about the same. But fuck the police, man. Because you people won't pay me $50,000 a year, you continue to ruin my family. That phone call and the interaction with my mother, which, again, I just want the disrespect to stop. People just disrespect me as an instinctual, biological, and psychological reaction. $50K or just get me off this fucking planet. Not planet, city. But I guess that's another fun psychological fact. We'll end this episode here. I said that awareness, if you add a lot of adjectives, you don't know what you're talking about. But anytime you're in an argument on an individual basis, and then you're all heated, you're all excited, and you go, oh, he's the best basketball player on this planet. That's your personal intuitive awareness on an individual basis that alien contact probably genuinely happened in an ancient previous society with no record of it. And it's just been passed along with verbs. So I could very literally show you how to take pictures and interface with aliens, but frankly, again, it's not scary. There are aliens in space, there are bugs in the woods. No one cares that fucking much. But that's not, there's another human being out there that discovered that, and that's his discovery. I haven't been beating around that bush. I got on the internet to say, here's my map, and there was another homie saying, here's a picture of aliens. But fuck the police, man. I mean, you guys are shameful, shameful people, and this stuff needs to stop, and it needs to stop today. How many videos can I make with valid legal arguments and valid personal, I'm a human being that people just can't care about, and the society is so pathetic, there was no potential for change. Once the group feels safe, they will fight tooth and nail to keep everything else away. How do I leave?